Thank you so much for staying with 95.1 Nigeria Info, and welcome to Hard Facts here on your passionate, trustworthy, and conversational radio. My name, well, I'm Kimberly Wachuku. Just call me the Oracle, the digital Oracle, that is. OTF, the fellow, Ochanyawan, Madam Speaker. I know someone, I think it's Usani, who actually says KTD or Abi Kim the Oracle. I don't know how he does it, but yeah. Ochanyawan, Madam Speaker, all of it. I will say yes, yes, yes to them all. And I'm super excited to be here with you today. And I'm grateful to God that you're alive and well and joining the show today. And I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic conversation. We're going to have intellectual, deep conversation around very important issues in the country. For example, a lot of people have been said to act like emperors. And I'm not just talking about the recently removed Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. There are quite a number of our leaders who have been labeled as emperors. And at one point, there was even a blanket label on the governors saying, oh, they all act like emperors. If we give state police into their hands, just imagine the horror that will go up on state level. But then I ask, is there something about our political system that makes our leaders a little authoritarian? That changed them into emperors? They've been emperors from the jump and you elected them. I don't want to believe that, not even for 10,000 naira or stomach infrastructure would you deliberately vote someone who you think is not going to go according to the precepts of the law or respect setting order or just get too big for his britches. But that is 4 o'clock our conversation. And at 5, we'll look at lifestyle. We'll look at the importance of sleep and recovery. I know motivational speakers will tell you, stay up at night. Don't sleep at all. If you want to make 6-figure amount this year, don't sleep. Well, that's not what they say in that program. Me, I'm just making mine up. But get a lot of people like, nobody sleeps at night. You have to keep grinding. But like, Oga, you need sleep. Oh. After 4 days, I don't know if you even get to day 4 before you like start to glitch. You see yourself like this in the middle of the afternoon. And then people like, man, they don't get on finally, village people. All right, we'll talk about that at 5 o'clock. But for this hour, let's start off looking at some of the stories we consider the big 3 conversations. And I would love your take, your input, your perspective on these stories. Let's see here. I thought I sent this story already, but looks like it's wasting its time. All right, give me a second. The first story coming from Kastina State. And you know what? I think I caught someone's comment. I'm not sure if it was said during the Sunnyside show or if it was said on what's happening in Abuja, but I want to believe it was during the Sunnyside show when someone mentioned in passing and saying, but EFCC cannot be everywhere. Oh, but EFCC is everywhere. Like they are the eagle. They got this eagle eye view. And you think you're not watching you, but they are watching you. And I guess that's what these gentlemen, or maybe not so gentlemanly after all, 5 officials of Kastina State Internal Revenue Service thought that, oh, well, we can be caught. Isn't the country corrupt already with loose system? We can get away with this. But they did not, did they? Well, because they have been arrested and detained by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. 5 of them from the Kastina State Internal Revenue Service over alleged 1.29 billion naira fraud. Now, in a statement on Monday, Dele Oyewale, the EFCC spokesperson, said the officials diverted this amount, and that's the 1.29 billion naira, belonging to the state government, and by extension, the state, the people of Kastina State. Oyewale said the suspects were Rabi Abdullahi, Sanusi Mohammed, Yaro Ibrahim, Kofa Soro, Ibrahim Aliyu, and Nura Lawas Sauri. They were arrested following a petition from the Kastina State government alleging that the suspect colluded and diverted the sum of 1.29 billion naira accruing to the state from, guess where? The World Health Organization, like health-related fund. Medicine Sans Frontier, Medicine Doctors Without Border, and Alliance for International Medical Action, ALIMA. So we're looking at three very important health-related organizations sent in money for health-related stuff in Kastina State. And then, I don't know, this man thought, oh well, what is health when you can just pray for good health? Okay, well, it says preliminary investigation by the commission showed that Rabiu Abdullahi, a former director of collection of the board and current permanent secretary of the board, authorized the opening of a bank account in the name of BOIRS at Sterling Bank, where he allegedly designated Sanusi Mohammed Yaro, director of revenue account, and Ibrahim M. Kofar Soro as sole signatory to the account. Subsequently, the account became the primary channel through which all the funds were allegedly funneled to the main beneficiary, Nadiko General Suppliers, a company owned and controlled by Nura Lawal Kofar Sauri, an assistant director of career skills staff welfare of the board. Investigation further revealed that Nura Lawal and his company, Nadiko, became the primary conduit used to launder the stolen money. These laundered money were traced to the various bank accounts of the suspect. Like they did follow the paper trail, like, from Nadiko, he entered personal account. This guy's a rookie. Like, don't you know BVN? They can link everything together. Like, you don't even need EFCC to do 2 and 2 on how the money disappeared. Well, the suspects are currently being detained at the Kano Zonal Command of the EFCC, and Oyole said the officials will be charged to court upon conclusion of the investigation. So all that we have heard is not even the conclusion of the matter, it's just the start of it, to telling you, well, this is what they did. World Health, Kastina State, one of those very important states where sometimes you have one outbreak or awareness that needs to be created about health-related issues, and then money sent from these people, amazing donors who are saying, put this in the health sector and help the state create awareness, provide medicine, provide healthcare. I bet if you go around Kastina State and interrogate the number of primary healthcare centers they have there, it will make you sob, just like you would cry over a lot of states in Nigeria because of the deplorable state of primary healthcare center. Didn't we have the managing director of Nigerian Health Watch yesterday? And was one of those key areas that government highlighted. And she did mention that it's an important area to look into, the primary healthcare center, so that people don't go into big, national hospitals or go to the next city to get their medical care, particularly basic ones. So if funds are given, people put this money together and send to a state, and you just thought, okay, I might as well start to divert the money for God knows whatever purpose. How much do they even leave behind for health in that state? Like, were they kind and magnanimous enough to say, okay, out of 1.2 something billion, I will take 1 billion and leave 0.29? That is still terrible. I will call for their head. And if they say, okay, I will take 0.29 and send 1 million, all right, thief, I see you stole, and you get into trouble for that. I'd be surprised they moved everything. Well, EFCC is still investigating. This is me speculating at this point in time. We'll leave it at that. EFCC has said what they said, and they've been arrested. Thank God for that. But the question is, are the penalties for financial crimes in Nigeria, are they strong enough to deter corruption? Do you think we have those measures on ground where somebody, if he just thinks about it, like for 1 second, that evil thought just possesses you, and you say, oh, let me just divert this money, and we're like, eesh, the penalty. You think we even have enough of that? I know people will say, the way of China, we behead them, we won't do that, or you send them to life imprisonment, or death by hanging, or something. Well, we had a parliamentarian who said, if you steal less than this amount of money, come on, don't call for a death penalty. If you're still above a certain threshold, then you can call for that. What's that threshold again? Because I can't keep tab of those kind of ridiculousness. So that is one story, and I would love your take on it in a bit when I throw open the phone lines to just get your thoughts on this and how, it shows the gap in accountability because money's sent and then somehow between 3 people or 4 people, they were able to just reroute this money for an entire state. It just tells you how weak the system is, isn't it? So it brings the question, the accountability question as to what measure should we put further? Because we'll know that we always have corrupt people. So how do we get one step ahead of these corrupt individuals? Important question. Well, that is Kastina State. I bet the former president would not be proud of this story. But let's head on to looking at another big story, which also brings the question of corruption to the fore. And this time around, the governor is really upset. He's huffing, puffing, and threatening that people who receive bribes for the selection of the Alaafin of Oyo designate position will be prosecuted. All right. That's what Makinde said, the governor of Oyo State. He spoke yesterday when he presented the staff of office to Abimbola Owade, the new Alaafin of Oyo. The presentation of the staff and certificate of recognition took place at the Oyo State Government House in Ibadan, the state capital. Makinde announced that Owade as the Alaafin designate on Friday, despite pushbacks from 5-member faction of the Oyo Messi, or how are they called? Why is number 5 trending today? First, it was 5 people from IRS office in Kastina to 5 kingmakers in Oyo State resisting Makinde's choice. Now, those in the faction insisted on one gentleman, Lukman Badi Guessing. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But let's stop at Lukman as their preferred choice for Alaafin. In July 2024, the other 2 members of the Oyo Messi told the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission that this man, Lukman, offered each of the 5 kingmakers 15 million naira each during the Alaafin selection process. Now, while presenting the instrument of office to the monarch, Makinde reiterated that the Alaafin stool should not be for sale, not on his watch, and added that those who sought to destabilize the traditional institution in the state will be prosecuted. The government is not letting down, he said, will prosecute them. The money they collected, I almost wanted to say they will vomit it, but no, that's not what he said. He said they will still be prosecuted, except they go to Kabiyesi and apologize. If he forgives them, then I will also forgive them. The governor further said there was no political consideration in approving Owade as the Alaafin of Oyo. You need to go and talk with Kabiyesi. Send people to go and beg Kabiyesi because, the governor sounds like he means business. Or maybe not. But then the question here is what this does to traditional institution. I mean, for a while, we've been trying to advocate for some bit of, legislation to just define properly the responsibilities and the powers and even how traditional rulers are brought in and maybe we can't do tenure of power with them, can we? I doubt so because it's a traditional position. Let's run a quick break and then we'll come back to this story.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Welcome back to your number 1 talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
So yeah, we're still looking at what we consider the big three stories, and Makinde said those who collected money for the Alaafin of Oyo State will be prosecuted. Knowing how this can even be political, before that, I mean, we've gone from Kano to a few places where traditional leaders or rulers have been unceremoniously removed based on the whims and the caprices of the desires of the governor in place or whatever political intrigue at play. They just remove them. I mean, Kano State, didn't we follow with keen interest what played out there? The removal of Sanusi and then the return of Sanusi like a movie. And this is not a case of removal. This is a case of who gets in there. And then you hear that, okay, the kingmakers are collecting money. I mean, you read books growing up and even in school about the Oyo Messi, and you hold them in high esteem because they're this very prestigious class of people who would decide the fate of the community, of the kingdom, the stool, with full dignity. But apparently, they can be sorted. As Nigerians are sorted and giving stomach infrastructure and giving 10K, depends on who you're voting for. You can also sort the kingmakers to just arrange somebody who they think, the gods have chosen this man to be the next king of this area. What damage would this story, and given the fact that who knows how much of this has been going on for a long time, do you think it poses any damage to the traditional institution when money is allegedly exchanged for this royal position? Do you think so? Oh, absolutely no difference whatsoever. And the governor saying, if you apologize to the Kabiyesi and he accepts, then I forgive you. What does that mean? Help me understand. All right, because I'm just thinking, all right, you're going to prosecute them. However, the king has the final say. You're going to forgive that because you found it out and you did the right thing. What if you went right under your nose and you didn't know? I don't know. The kingmakers, those from Oyo and understand the backstory and the history of it, they're not selected, right? They come from like a lineage of family who make up the Oyo Messi, right? And so you can't vote them out and say, oh, kingmakers, you used to collect money. Out. Let's get new kingmakers. How does it work? Mr. Akin, if you're from that state, let me know. Or any other person who knows the backstory. It'd be nice for us to just understand how it works. Because if they collect money, who's to say, they won't do it again if, I don't know, and up the figure this time around. All right, let's look at another story quickly, and then I will throw open the phone line. And this one will touch on security a bit, because this is one story, particularly when we talk about rehabilitation and reintegration of Boko Haram. It can get very emotional for a lot of Nigerians, given the damage that Boko Haram has done in Nigeria, and they continue to do. As a matter of fact, if you follow the news, Boko Haram strikes in Borno and kills 40 and abducts quite a number of persons. So it just feels like they've been quiet, maybe not this loud for a while, given, the success of the onslaught in that particular area. But with the attack on the military base and then these attack and pocket of attacks that's been recorded in the news, one wonders if they have a new commander re-energized and ready to go. Because we're getting to, hear from them in quick succession some of the attacks they've carried out. Now, it's reported at least 40 farmers have been reportedly killed in the Dumba community in Kukawa local government area of Borno State, with the whereabouts of several others yet to be ascertained following an early attack by the terrorists believed to be members of Boko Haram and the Islamic State of West African Province. It was gathered that the attack, which happened around 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, also left dozens of farmers missing who may have been abducted by the militants. Borno State Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Professor Usman Tar, confirmed the attack in a statement on Monday. And he said investigation has commenced on the circumstance behind the attack, that initial reports indicate about 40 farmers have been killed, while the whereabouts of many who escaped the attack are being traced for reunion with their family members. And this is coming barely 24 hours after 2 people were killed and a church was set ablaze in a similar attack on the Chibok community in the southern part of the state. It said that Governor Zulum condemned the attack in strong terms, even as the governor called on the military to track and clear the insurgent element operating in Dumba and other similar enclaves around the Lake Chad region. The victims were attacked by the terrorists after moving beyond the security track marked by the military. That's what some people are saying. And there's a limit, and somehow in their farming beat, they just exceeded that and they were attacked. Well, we'll let the military give us a bit more of the detail because, military were also attacked in their own space. So it's not about who exceeded what at this point in time. So that's a story, still just developing and really wondering about this. But it takes me, back to something very important that I mentioned and which we've talked about over time as to rehabilitation and reintegration and all whatnot. Now, Christopher Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, says that over 60,000 children are among the over 120,000 Boko Haram members who have surrendered so far. He said this during an interview he had on TV on Monday while discussing the effort to combat insurgency in Nigeria. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff explained that not all individuals associated with Boko Haram were willing participants, that many of them were forcefully conscripted, many of them were enslaved and forced to join the Boko Haram ranks. Now, when we realize that not everyone that is part of a terrorist is a terrorist, some of them were conscripted, some of them were forced, some of them were enslaved. Over 120,000 surrendered. Out of this number, over 60,000 of them were children and minors. It revealed that after losing their territorial stronghold, Boko Haram adopted a grim strategy to recruit new members because, they needed that. And he said that many of the children are now in their custody, that saying that they could not have been major threat if raised in a system, or they could have become a major threat if they were raised in a system that normalized violence and inhumane act. That in the past, they will capture communities and force men, especially adults, to join them. You know how it works. Sometimes you watch these movies, right? Even in a lot of African countries, didn't Joseph Kony was indicted by ICC for using child soldiers in the war back then and all of that. So that they will go into community, abduct a lot of people, particularly young able-bodied adults or young children within that age. And those who they want them to join their ranks, those who refuse, they will behead them, they will kill them. Others, they will force them to join. You just don't have a choice at that point in time. But then now, they no longer have a territory, so they can't go in, remove people, take them to their camps. So they decided to start impregnating women, getting women pregnant. And what they do is that if a woman gives birth, say 4 months after giving birth, they will get the woman pregnant again, just to breed more soldiers at this point in time, because it feels like a breeding process to get more of their foot soldiers homegrown at that point in time. That they were trying to produce a new set of terrorists, and to them or to the military, this new set would have been the most dangerous if they were not collected. So you can just imagine 60,000 of them, just toddlers, minors who were just collected because they don't want them to be left in the hand of these vicious creatures. That children born into a system where violence, killing, and inhumane acts were normalized would not have empathy at all. That they would even do worse. So they are happy that they were able to collect them. And he said surrendered members are profiled in collaboration with the police, the Department of State Services, and other security agencies. And said those found culpable are investigated and prepared for trial, while women, children, the elderly undergoing care and rehabilitation. And then those who were forced to get into this one, conscripted by force, no choice at all. It feels like they would need rehabilitation at this point in time. Because this can get very sensitive and very emotional. But then think about it. How would you handle it? Captured child soldier. Would you not treat this child soldier as a fighter and say, oh, no, they are terrorists, they are Boko Haram, we don't care the circumstance of it, they should be killed, they should be prosecuted and all, as terrorists. Or you see them as victim also of a system that let it happen, of something unfortunate that happened to them at the end of the day. Think about it. Well, let's hear your take. 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974869. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
You're welcome.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Hold on. I think I commend what the military is doing, trying to separate the sheep from the wolf in terms of the militias. I think it's a good one because thinking the child, those ones from the toddlers explain what you can explain and what the military explained. If those ones goes up, man, it was. I think that was a brilliant way to separate these guys, the children, the women, and the elders. From them, upset them, they inform these ones, make sure that they have, you profile them, make sure that they have, you could be able to let them understand, the true way of life. I think it's a good one. And then the adults who were forced, I think it's brilliant one that I could just give Nigeria Security Agency a thumbs up. Those ones were forced, into the system. They could go through habilitations, which is good. And those ones we are really members. They could go through trial. If they prosecute you could imitate them, you could sentence them to life jail or kill them off. Those ones, those are the generals of the criminals. You beat them up. But I think I love what the militaries are doing. If they should do that, that's thumbs up. Separate the wolf from the sheep. I think it's a good one. I give them thumbs up.
All right.
In terms of, can I comment from the tools of the traditional tools?
30 seconds. Okay. We have a lot of people waiting.
I came from a family. I don't know. My mom came from a family, kingmakers. These kingmakers, when a particular head maybe died, they want to select. If it's not the one, they need to say you're selected from the. Maybe your father died, another one takes over, or they send it from the house. This house have been a king, another house have to be a king. Now, if they have about 2 houses, rural families, they want to select. There will be tonsil. There will be maybe money.
All right.
And all this stuff.
All right.
I mean, these things do happen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right. We've got a lot of people waiting, so please,
hello, Kim.
Straight to the point.
Babangida from Derby.
Welcome, Babangida.
Yes, ma'am. Good day.
Thank you.
Well, my insight is like my insight. When it comes to radicalization and indoctrination of could it be affiliate of Boko Haram, ISIS, whatever. It takes, these people are like network, So once they are radicalized, indoctrinated, it takes a long while before they get either they get integrated to the society or they surrender as the government has put it, see that as propaganda. I don't think that is true anyway, because these people keep multiplying, they keep multiplying. You can never get rid of them. I think their stronghold is not even in Nigeria. They don't have a base, They don't have a base. So I think that is just my insight.
I want to believe, Babangida, your query around here is the fact is, how do you even know those who are genuinely, forcefully conscripted and whose hearts are not in it, in spite of whatever horror they must have committed or seen, and those who would lie and say, oh, well, we were removed from our villages and were forcefully conscripted into the Boko Haram ranks? Hello? You're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, team. How are you?
Fine and well, and you?
Thank you. Happy New Year once more. My name is Vitalis. I'm calling from Lube Federal Housing.
Go ahead, sir.
I want to go to the one that I know. Let's go to Oyo State. You see, gone are the days, my sister, when our traditional institutions were what they were supposed to be. Ever since there was this transition of subjecting a first-class chief to the dictates of the local government chairman, and that they have the final say. If you want to travel, you must let him know. In other words, the institution has been bastardized and brought down so much to the level of the local government chairman. What else do you expect? What is happening in Oyo now is the kind of power play. Corruption, at one way or the other, the government is also using the institution to better their own laws. And the other people are also seeing that, see, these people are using this. This is our power. They are usurping it, and they are using, and then they are using it. What about us? That's what is happening. And then your question with regards to why the governor said they should meet the KBAC and beg him. It's just that if they should meet the KBAC to beg him, it means they have accepted him. He is looking for that acceptance. And then finally, about this Boko Haram, Kim, I'm not going to say much. We have spoken, we have talked so much about Boko Haram. When the leaders in the north are willing for it to be tackled, it will be tackled. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just so you know, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is at Nigeria Info Abuja, and YouTube also at Nigeria Info Abuja. Ferdinand Kwaji Ayapo, I see you on Facebook, says he's watching live from Galadimawa. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Kingsley Hillary, Ufok Friday, and Nathaniel David. I see you all and appreciate your comment. Amechi Happiness says, please, Kim, my name is Mr. Foster. Currently calling you from Ghana, Accra. I greet Abubakar and Selassie. What is really happening in Nigeria? Insecurity, a country that funds security than education. God help us all. All right, Mr. Foster Current calling all the way from Accra and sending his love to Abubakar and Selassie. Thank you very much. That's on YouTube. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon, Kim. How are you?
Fine and well.
Abubakar calling from Gobalaga.
Go ahead, sir.
We thank Nigeria Info listener across the world. Nigeria Info is the global and keep it up. We greet the listener from Ghana and entire West Africa region. A good one. Nigeria Info family is expanding. Mm-hmm. Thank you. What is happening? What happened in Oyo State is uncalled for. I watched the event of handing over the staff of office to the just impose Alaafin. It is the event, not ceremony. The event was dry, was unceremonious in the government house. A sitting governor handing over staff of office to Alaafin of Oyo. Anyone who is student of history know the significance of Oyo Empire. In the West Africa region, if you talk of Mali Empire, you must mention Oyo Empire. And the third one, you must talk of Benin Empire. They are historical, and Oyo Empire and Benin Empire, they survive into modern times. Even the empire have been reduced to a state. So we should not toy with history because of political factors. Who told the political class that they cannot enchant their political fortune until they erode the significance of traditional institution? It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. The same thing is happening in Kano. Some element are sponsoring a rival emir. What for? What for, Kimberly? It's uncalled for. And lastly, what is the numerical strength of Boko Haram? We have seen repentant Boko Haram in stage 1, series 1. We have seen Boko Haram surrendering, series 2. A lot of different stories. This Boko Haram insurgency brings to manage for political and military factors. Let them tell us. We cannot continue this losses.
All right, sir.
It is draining our country. Thank you.
Indeed. I mean, if you're looking at the 2025 budget, do you see what went into security? A good chunk of it, just to increase it, just to keep us safe. Now, we can't complain, can we? Because the threat is real and nothing else can happen if you have, so much insecurity on your plate. You can't do much. You can't develop much. You can't even build roads. You can't go anywhere. Road travel is almost a nightmare for some people in some part of town, the poor infrastructure and security concerns. So the budget is justified. But then how we show that we're not giving things emotion and just maintaining it so that, budget will continue to go. Any sane, rational mind would interrogate and say, yes, we want more money to go into security. However, we're sure some people are not sure behind the scene puppeteers who are the merchants of war and who are profiting off of this and ensuring that more money continues to be allocated to it. Well, I think about these things. And Eche Oko, hello, the Oracle. I see you, Eche. Thank you very much. Let's hear another caller. Hello.
Hello, the Oracle.
I greet you, sir.
I greet you specially. I greet the gods.
You're welcome.
Please extend my greetings to the gods. I'm still coming with my wine and my hot and my cola for the gods. For this 2025, you need to tell me what they have in store for us. The Oracle.
Yes, sir.
Do you know that one of my uncle came from Canada some years back? What he saw in Nigeria, he told us at home that even the goats we have in Nigeria, they are all corrupt. We were arguing with him, how can God be corrupt? He said the corrupt people are not only in the political offices, not the leaders, that they cut across everywhere. And we are beginning to see them. How can people begin to take bribe because you want to install a traditional ruler? Why? What for? Are you not dealing with the gods? Won't the gods strike those people dead? The Oracle, you are close to the gods. Please help me ask the gods.
You just calm down with these gods. We just say some people are collecting bribe to have a king in place. Does it look like they value anything coming from any gods? This they manipulate under your eye. You did they ask question.
No, you are the Oracle. You know these things.
I'm an oracle of light. We bring light into dark situation.
Whichever one you are, we respect you because Nigeria is a traditional ground. Just the way we have Bini Empire, Oyo Empire, Kano Empire. These are traditional ground. We need to respect traditional institutions in this country. Most often, we usually call traditional rulers to come and look at things. But if we install the wrong one because of political or whatever content behind, we will see the truth and tell us again. They will not see the truth and tell us because they are biased and they've been corrupted. That's the challenge. In terms of Boko Haram, it's now becoming a series. So we've seen season 1, season 2, season 3. I don't know if you understand. In time of this other guy, the kid, then it was season 1. When they now became constituted into ISWAP, became season 2 or season 3. We've seen so many of the surrenders season 4. Season 5 now is becoming so tough. When they're now giving birth to a younger one, bringing broomy younger ones to come and play.
It's scary, right?
Very, 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 very scary. We need to do something. My challenge with this Boko Haram thing is sympathize. A lot of people, they are sympathizing with this book. They don't want the ability to clear them out. We must tell our truth because religion is its own play. Ethnicity is having its own play. The moment this want to finish them, you say, don't kill them, don't, you are doing that. So this is the challenge of this country.
In fairness, given what the regions have gone through under Boko Haram, that the region has even become the biggest victim of Boko Haram itself than even the state collectively. I doubt anybody will be saying, don't kill them, leave them there. No, people want them out. Like they're the cancer in that region. They speak to people in the region. Regions have been devastated, and somebody will be saying, leave them. Maybe in the very, very beginning, where a lot of people were either ignorant or the situation was highly politicized, and they felt like, oh, you're taking out Muslims, you're taking out our people. But people know better now. The scale is off every eyes enough to see the danger of what we've groomed over time. I doubt anyone will say, leave them. And Eche Oko says, Oracle of Light. Yes, you like that, yeah? Good. I see you, and let me run through a few more messages. Andy Dogo, I see you from Woman Village, and Philip Onibo, I see your comment also on WhatsApp. Can you imagine this level of wickedness? Was it wrong? What is wrong with us in this part of the world? What could actually be wrong with us as a people? Okay, what are you getting at? A grant for health-related issue embezzled? I weep. How do we deal with impunity in this country? I hope this will be taken to a logical conclusion. Shola from Luwe. Well, at least then EFCC's net at this point in time. Corruption everywhere in Nigeria, even in the selection of traditional rulers. I don't know what is wrong with us as a people. And the same people will be very quick to call those in government names. I don't think those boys called Boko Haram deserve any rehabilitation because they have caused a lot of damage, killing people and all of that. I don't think they deserve any of it. Oludade Abiodun, not even if they give you the story of being conscripted or being born into it. I don't know. Madam Speaker, those Kastina officials should be charged with terrorism because they said funds was meant for improvement of healthcare in the state, but few greedy individuals chose to divert it for their own use, living largely at the detriment of the people at their expense. I therefore call on the EFCC not to let anybody blindfold their eagle eyes just to pursue the case to its logical conclusion until they're brought to justice. Sam from Theatre of Dream in Kubwa. Madam Speaker, in respect of the killing in the Northeast, what is their aim for killing innocent poor farmers? Not only our leaders are our problem, what will you get by killing souls of human beings? Well, they can't kill their soul, but yeah, they took lives. Even carnivorous animal kill for hunger. 100,000 of cows or goats or sheep can stay and live without them being killed. But why can't we emulate animals and live in peace? God heal our land. I'm still hailing Nigeria. Chiemeka Edwin from Mabuchi. Please let people know that the proper coronation of the Alaafin will take place at a later date from what I heard over the news today. Ferdinand from Galadimawa. Good to hear your voice this afternoon. It's been a while on the station. Happy New Year to all of you. Alfred Wisdom. Good to hear from you, Alfred. I beg no put Kimberly for trouble. No be that kind of oracle she be. She be digital oracle and mago and not mago oracle. Isa, you're a wise man. Isa in Guzapi gets it. He said no be mago. Conscription of young men to join armed forces or non-state actors didn't start today. In fact, it was how my late father joined the Biafran army during the Civil War. But the only issue here is what is happening in Borno, and the environment is more political and shrouded in a lot of misery. God help us, says Uchena Ashamkoye from Apo. And Emmanuel, future president, you can see how lives are being lost in Nigeria, and this is not in any way top priority so-called leaders have. In Nigeria, 40 people killed at once. What a country. Why are you telling the guy to calm down without the God stuff now? You're the oracle now. Abinobiso Ade from Kuje. Yes, I am. An oracle. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, the digital oracle.
You are welcome.
Don't mind Justice. Tell him that your own oracle is a computer oracle. not the analog oracle that come with a shinap and so on.
I know, right?
So, Justice of Peace, her own is digital. So, try and come with some expensive one, red wine, correct one, non-alcoholic, and bring it and present it to the oracle, then you will see the result. I want to sincerely start by appreciating the listeners and callers across the country. Mr. Foster from Ghana, we appreciate you. And many other listeners and callers across the world, we sincerely appreciate them. The oracle, you know what baffles me about this terrorist is that, do you remember that time during the time of Buhari, when they killed about 47 farmers? The video was all over. And you know that time, Berbashe would say, the farmers couldn't get permission from federal government to go farm. And that is why they were slaughtered that way. And now look at what's happening again. That's why the part that the terrorists ask people to pay levy, and they are paying the levy. In Yobe, they pay levy. In Kaduna, they pay levy. In Zamfara, they are forming government in another government. These are the criminals. For me, I think we should go the way of the...
Hello, Selassie.
Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir.
We should go the way of Congo. If we caught these people, there shouldn't be any mercy for them. They shouldn't be even keeping them for long. We shouldn't be using our hard and taxpayer money to be feeding them in prison. They should go and repent to God over there. They shouldn't have mercy for any bandit or terrorist. And they shouldn't be indoctrinated, bringing back to society. And what did you ever hear one terrorist repent? And Bin Laden should have been repented. America should have had mercy on Bin Laden and say we have forgiven you. So in the aspect of terrorists, there is no mercy for terrorists. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Hello.
Yeah, Oracle, good afternoon. Sorry, Salasi, no be me. I'm innocent today. Kim, in fact, you are not. I've said nobody should call you Oracle when the sun is shining hard. You are Kim by this time. Good afternoon, ma.
Welcome to the show.
Oracle is better off in the evening when the sun is calm. You see, terrorize them, finish them, do this, do that, roast them. I don't support them. But can we even look at the genesis of these terrorists and see how we can do something in order to prevent future occurrence? King. Each time I go on the road and I see these young boys, young children of 7, 8, 9 years, cleaning windscreen on traffic light, hawking pure waters. In as much, I don't count it as anything bad, but their future is at stake. And if anybody give them direction to terrorists and give them good food and chicken, I tell you, 50% of them are bound to follow up. What is our government has been doing in the time past to prevent this kind of thing? They were busy sending their children abroad to school and leaving the children of the masses down here. There is a man that says, if you train your own children abandoned, the children of the poor will become a problem to you and your children. What is our government doing today? Look at JAMB is a bone in the neck of even the average man that wants to send his child to school. As Shimolo said yesterday, how can you use 900 million to kill mosquito? Money that the masses have not even seen to eat. Mosquito ate it in Nigeria just from JAMB. What are we doing to prevent future occurring terrorists that are yet to blow up very soon? Arrest my case, Oracle. You are the one to know better.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And on Facebook, Peter Abba, I see you watching from Muse Zone 3. Fauzia Bello says, I am Comrade Sani. I am one of your listeners. Happy New Year to you. Hi, Comrade Sani. Good to see you. Peter Abba also went on to say there should be nothing like repentant Boko Haram if you actually want to move forward. God bless Nigeria. Okay, and Hafsat Mazu says, good afternoon, everyone. Well, everyone is saying good afternoon back to you. Can you do this in 20 seconds? We need to run for the news. Joy is seated already.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Maxman calling from Apple.
Go ahead, Maxman.
You see, the issue is a complex one because those born into it and those forced into it can be considered. But the thing is that they have been oriented negatively.
All right.
So then the whole majority of...
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.